Welcome back to Alexa's Ranch. Today is all about sandwich inspirations, and we are going to start with little pretzel bites, and we have a bratwurst that we are going to sear in the pan. We have some great mustard that's going to go with it. So let's get started. So I'm going to slice my pretzel bites in half. So let's head over to the stove and slice and sear our bratwurst, and then we will assemble everything. And you can slice them, of course, as thin or as thick as you like. And you want to flip them once so to make sure that they have a nice and even color from both sides. So they look done to me. So I like to place them on a little paper towel just for the fat to drain off. There you go. Oops. Oh no. We have a stowaway. So now what we're going to do, we're going to add some butter on the bottom and top of our little bun. It's a little too much that I grabbed there. And now some mustard. I'm using a stone ground mustard. I'm going to add that right here. And then I'm going to place our little bratwurst slice right on top of here. And then we add the lid. And there we go. We have our little pretzel bratwurst sandwich. It tastes really, really good. Now, of course, you have the option, if you don't want to put the lid on, you can just, add everything and keep everything as an open sandwich. So, but I wanted to give you the option, to have it with the top on. So it's really, really good. Try it one day. So the next sandwich I want to show you is a Brie and prosciutto sandwich, and you will see when I put it together that I only use one layer of cheese because that's just the way I like it. But of course you can add more prosciutto, you can add more cheese. So this is really just meant to be as an inspiration of what ingredients you can put together. And I'm serving this with a arugula salad today, and I'm making a little vinaigrette that is very versatile. You can use this for many, many different salads, and it's very intense, so you will only need a little bit. So let's get started. So let's talk about some different breads. So we have some whole wheat bread, we have a ciabatta roll, and then we have some sourdough bread. All of these would work really well with our Brie and prosciutto combination. Now keep in mind, if you use a roll for your grilled cheese sandwich, whether that's ciabatta or any other roll, they're a little bit more difficult when it comes to flipping, because like the sourdough bread, anything in slices will really stick well together once you have everything combined. These have a tendency, the edges are not quite on the bottom, and if you don't hold it down properly when you flip them, sometimes they can fall apart. So if this is your first grilled cheese sandwich, you might want to start with, just slices of bread, so you don't get frustrated when everything ends up in your skillet. So I opted for the sourdough bread today, and then we're gonna use some butter, our fig spread, the prosciutto, and the Brie cheese. The Brie cheese looks like a hot mess because it's leftovers only, but I hate throwing food away. So, and make sure you place the cheese in the freezer just for a few minutes. It will be a lot easier to cut. So let's assemble everything. So I'm starting with my butter. And make sure your butter is at room temperature. It will be a lot easier to spread. And if you forget it, it's not such a big deal because you can always place butter in your skillet. And I'm going to place this down now. And now I'm going to add my fig spread. A little bit more. And now my prosciutto. And my cheese. I think I cut up a little too much. There you go. I'm going to clean my knife here. And now I'm going to add a little bit more fig spread on the other side. And we are good to go. We're just going to flip this over here. And you don't have to worry about the butter here. That's going to melt in the skillet once it's warm. Okay, so before I grill my grilled cheese, I want to put my salad here together. We have the arugula, and then we have the dressing that we made. We have some walnuts here, and I'm just going to slice some very thin slices of this Honeycrisp apple. I stole it from my boys. Okay. Just gonna arrange it like that. And I'm gonna add some walnuts now and just sprinkle them over. And the dressing I'm gonna add when the grilled cheese is done. I like to keep the dressing, when I use this dressing, keep the salad in a separate bowl because it's very runny, and so I don't want my dressing to run into my grilled cheese sandwich and make it all soggy. So something to think about. So let's grill our grilled cheese sandwich finally now. So it's been a few minutes, and I'm gonna just check my grilled cheese if it's ready to flip. It needs a little bit. Okay, so let's give it another check. Yeah, I think that looks good. Oh, that looks so good. There you go. Move this off the heat. And here we are. cheese has melted so nicely. Look what I got. I'm taking you to Hawaii for this one. So let's turn on the oven to broil. And let's get started with our Hawaii toast. So I like to start cutting off the ends of my pineapple. And I like to use a board that has these little rims because when the juices come out of the pineapple, I don't have them all over my countertop, so just makes things easier. Okay, so let's just take this slice here. And I have one of those little, I don't know what you call them, you can drill them sort of into your pineapple and it takes out the middle. But I know a lot of you don't have this, so I'm using a little cookie cutter and I'm just going to place this here and press down so I can take the middle out. So I'm just going to make one Hawaii toast today, and I'm going to cut up the rest of my pineapple and just place it in a little container in the refrigerator. It's always nice to have as a snack during the day. So I like to lay my pineapple slice on just on a paper towel so it's not so drippy when it goes onto my toast. Okay, so I'm going to add some butter to my toast. Of course, right? I think you've come to know that I like butter. You can also add mayonnaise. I've not had that, but I hear it's good as well. There you go. And now I'm going to add some ham. I like my ham thin sliced. Sorry for reaching over here. I'm gonna do one more. And then we are going to add our pineapple. And our cheese. I'm just using simple American cheese here. There's so many different cheeses you can use. Just make sure that the cheese that you use is has a good melting consistency. So, okay, so this is gonna go in the oven. Okay, look at that. Hold on, let me turn the light off here. I think this is better. Here's our Hawaii toast. You see that little brown spot down here? I should have cut that out. That's not good. So, and now I'm going to add, to be careful not to burn myself here, I'm just going to add a little spoon of sour cherry fruit spread right in the middle. And what's really good also is cranberries or, you know, strawberry jelly, anything red. And then, of course, last but not least, we have to add our little umbrella because he will take us to the beaches of Hawaii. So last but not least, the next sandwich is going to be an Italian-inspired sandwich because otherwise I would hear from my Italian dad. He would be like, why did you not make an Italian sandwich? So this one is for you, Daddy. So here are the cold cuts that I'm using. Salami, prosciutto, pepperoni, bologna, and ham. And I'm using a ciabatta roll. Cut that in half. I'm going to add some mayonnaise and some pepper. I'm not going to add any salt because, oops, that's not enough. Um, because for me, there's enough salt in the cold cuts, so. There you go. And now I'm going to pepper everything. Yes, again, my my poor little pepper mill, getting old. And I have cut up some slices of red onion, tomato, yellow bell pepper, and then some pepperoncini. So I'm going to saute this in a skillet with some olive oil and some balsamic vinegar and some honey. And then we're going to assemble everything. So let's head over to the stove. And add a little bit more olive oil. You know what, I forgot. I was going to show you. I also have some provolone cheese, of course. You can not have an Italian sandwich without cheese. So, I'm going to add actually some pepper to this. Close your ears. And I'm also going to add some crushed red pepper flakes. Turn this down a bit here. It gives it a little bit of a kick. Where did my spoon go? Here. And I'm going to add some balsamic vinegar. And we're going to let this reduce now for a few minutes. I'm also going to add some honey. Okay, so I just realized that I didn't have my camera on, so I don't know how far we came, but I think you saw the part where I placed the reduction onto both sides of our ciabatta roll, and then I added the cheese first because it's hot, you know, from the skillet. The cheese first, and then, you know, some of our cold cuts, and then the onion and the pepperoncini and the bell pepper, and now the rest of the cold cuts. And there you go. And there's our pretty little sandwich. Here, let me turn this way. So I'm going to enjoy my Italian sandwich here. Looks good, doesn't it? Smells good too. Roasting the vegetables in the skillet makes a big difference, I've found, so maybe you try it someday. So, well, thank you so much for spending the day with me here in Alexa's ranch and Alexa's kitchen. And I had so much fun. Let me know what you think, and I will look forward to hearing from you, and I will enjoy my sandwich now. I got plenty of food. I think I will be on salads for the next days. So I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye.